All right, today is February 22nd, 2023. And I wrote some things tonight. I don't usually do that because this is a really big deal, what we're going to do tonight. So we're currently at 19. I'm going to hopefully anyone that's going to comes now, if you know what I mean, because what we're going to build is really important. So tonight I'm going to read this just so y'all know. Adam, I usually end up reading most of the material in classes, right? Nah. All right. So tonight, what we're doing tonight is beyond anything any of us have ever seen. And I'm going to explain this, but I'm asking all of you to gear up. This is not airy-fairy. This is the real deal. It's that profound. Make sure I'll build this out and then we'll go from there. So tonight, my outcome is to give an overview of what Mastery Systems QTT Practicum, which begins March 31, is about. And I'm going to demonstrate it as well. And we've moved it from the in-person to a live Zoom multi-day event due to a venue issue. And I also believe it was the universe saying, nope, you're going to do it this way, not the other way. Okay. And that was, we already had a number of people asking, could you please also put this on Zoom? And so now it's on Zoom. And then so I went and I asked my team, I said, can we, have you ever seen me not be able to do it? And no, everybody, I can do it all. I don't even need to see you and I can do it. But my outcome is I teach you what's going on with the signals. So my question to myself and my team is, can the practicum be done over Zoom? Yes. And it's going to make it easier for everybody to participate. So here we are. So tonight I will give some interactive examples. Now, this is different than anything we've ever done before. No matter what you've done with me before, this is different. So I'm simply going to show you some of it tonight, and I may pull and just describe versus walk somebody all the way through. And ultimately, what I'm going to show you is the signals being given or revealed are blessings delivered awaiting agreement all the way through until the individual is made new. Now I'm going to describe more what that means. And how do I know it? Bob, you're going to be completely different tomorrow. Yeah, well, that doesn't help me at all. Got it? How many get this? And this is not me telling you what I think you ought to do or any of our facilitators. This is literally the individual giving signals. We're simply translating. Only the ultimate goal is to not tell the person what it is, to ask them a question. And when the question is real and it's live, the person will have a response. It'll be, yeah, oh, it'll be that kind of stuff. So I'm asking everyone to get really present. So what potentially will happen tonight? Why potentially? Grace gets to happen. Well, so what potentially will happen tonight is a long throw for whoever volunteers tonight. And this means an awakening to a quantum expansion. So quantum means, like, if I do a quantum leap, I always move in every direction beyond what I believe is possible. That's a quantum leap for me. So how many have a set agreement of, oh yeah, I might improve here, I might improve there, here, there, everywhere. Okay. How many have that? That's not what this is. Like the scriptural statement, not religion, it says, I will pour you out a blessing greater than you can contain, pressed down and overflowing. And again, how many love to overflow in public emotionally? Not one person. And everyone's going, no, I'd rather do it privately. Yeah, I like it. Dave is going, muy poquito, just a teeny bit. Yeah, me too. And yet, again, to do this, like in a live event, I'll do it this way. Adam, have you ever seen me not build a secure room?
No. Every time you've done build a secure room.
Dr. Rick, who is with us now, been with us whatever number of years ago, and then back in 95. Have you ever seen me not create a secure room?
Not once.
So, yeah. And between Adam and Dr. Rick, well, what did I do to create a secure room, Rick?
You created sacred agreements amongst everyone attending and everyone present.
Cool. Adam. Almost said Dr. Adam soon.
Because you do everything that you ask of us or that you talk about or speak upon, you do it first. So it's because you're secure in yourself that's able to even happen.
Yeah. So thank you. So I'm asking all of you, we're going to be midwives tonight. I mean that really, guys. And so these signals, I call it sacred body language translation for a reason. All right, so I'm going to go back to my notes to make sure I do everything. So what is required from all of us tonight is we play 125%. And what that means is fully present, more than you ever have before. That's what that would mean. So I'm going to make an agreement to play your version of 125%. Raise your hand if that's so. And we've got this on video. And so this is an agreement, and we'll take it to the court if we, no, just kidding. All right. And that you're fully and completely present. You're not multitasking. You're not sending. No, stay present. In fact, don't even write notes possibly. How many know if you're writing a note, you're writing a note so you don't forgive it? So you're going to get a video of this. Got it? If anybody here is going to get a video of it, you can take notes again. I really ask you to, in other words, how many wouldn't be taking notes if you were with somebody giving birth, you're an attendant, a midwife, whatever? How many of you are fully present? Yes? How many know it's like, oh, I think I'd like to email so-and-so and ask them what they're doing for dinner next week? No. That you'd be moved right out of the room by the doula, yes or no? You'd be, don't stay in here from the doula. Okay. Vote victory. My version of that is I am my own permanent victory in the light. Do that, be that. And then who's ever speaking, especially the person who is our volunteer, be their victory, stand their guard. Everybody got that? Give them, saturate them with divine love, with grace, with whatever that is for you. You have to do it your way. And somebody didn't have all that, didn't know. I said, love them. I can do that. Love them. Clean love. How many like that? Just saturate them already full of clean love. It was so cool. I don't know what you're talking about, man. What victory, see perfection. Love them. I can do that. God, it was a farmer. You knew the farmer could love. Just like, all right. Next, I'm going to say it. I normally don't. Zero doubt. No, if someone's coming into a miracle and you touch them with doubt, you could destroy their miracle. It's happened. But that would be a negative tide that would come back to you 10 times stronger. So how many have had doubt? How many? So just keep your attention on voting victory. I'm your victory in the light. I'm your permanent victory in the light. I'm your victory. Just fill yourself with I'm my permanent victory in the light. I'm your prime. I love you. I want your victory. That kind of stuff. How many get, just take your attention off doubt. Yes. Push the handle down on the back of the turley. Let doubt be. All right. And then 125% focused attention by everyone. That's what's required to do this. 100, I mean, blaze. Everybody got it. Your mind will, what's he doing? I like to, don't, you can go back and study the material later. What I'm going to show you, I'll talk about this. Again, how many have been in class with me? Who can say what that's like to be in class with me? Who? Anyone? Mic yourself. Go ahead, Rick.
It's an invitation to stay fully and completely present. And
What's it like? Not, there's no invitation.
yeah, it's just, well, what's it like? It's intense. It's focused. It is high energy, high focus, high frequency.
Thank you. There's no freaking invitation at all. This is, go ahead, Dr. Tammy. Thank you, Dr. Rick. Good.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
It's touching. It's heart opening. It's quiet. It's sometimes tearful. It's that's the best explanation.
Emotional. How many went, oh God, not emotional. Anyone? I still do. The minute you go emotional, I go, but I do it anyway. Thank you. Anyone else? What's it like to be in class with me? Just to prepare you. Come on now. Many of you might go,
If anyone's ever had, or maybe one or two in your life, or maybe like it's miracle producing over and over again. So before I had met Bob, I had had a couple miracles in my life that I thought were miracles. And that's another thing that happens in classes. I actually understand I've had miracles every day of my life. It's my job to recognize even the small, simplest ones And it's how we can produce miracles on a day-to-day basis, hour to hour, minute by minute. Like that's what happens in these classes.
Thank you. And this is not personality based. I'm not saying, well, being with me is like that. No, I'm just letting you know, I've been at this for in my adult life for 55 years. I've been staying with, and I went, oh, I'm going to share with you the progression of tonight and what practicum this class is about, which is literally, instead of teaching a whole bunch of stuff, it's me doing it with people. The fast track is all about learning how to do it, the training, the book, all the other stuff. Yeah, you do that. Do it together in tandem. That's your best way. Do it, the mentoring program, do that. But this is me. I'm going to go in from start to finish each, whatever, 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever it is, each segment of this thing. And I'm going, oh, and by the way, all of you I would be calling on any of you doing anything, because it's not wrong that you're doing it, that these are signals, and all things have a purpose under heaven. Just today, Maggie, how many have seen what Maggie's been producing on her website, the visual? How many? They're amazing, truly amazing. And she goes, yeah, I've had this, these two fingers, this tension right here. I just remember, I think it was her left hand. This tension right here, which felt like whatever. And this is, of course, third eye area. This is help, HELP, beauty. This is God-given strengths. This is the subconscious part of the hand. This is the conscious part of the hand. These two fingers are connecting the feeling world or other than conscious with the conscious, directing her with her God-given strengths and help, HELP, beauty. I mean, it was exactly what she's doing in the creative mind being. And it all happened after she did the freedom process. I mean, she's already been creative. Now she's like, whoa, all new. How many like it? This is what it's all about tonight. So I'm going to go back to my notes so I can stay focused. All right. Start voting victory. How many like the idea of being in, like, the reason I created practicum is 100% of all of us are being, right now, miracles are knocking on our door right now, that our little mind doesn't even recognize. Not wrong. Inside of our loop, we can't admit a miracle. How many get that? We have to be awakened. Only our creator's inside of us tickling us. How many get that? I can, I will, I can, I will, I can, I will, I can, and we go, can, I will, what? Bump, 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 bump. How many get, you've got spirit inside of you, great spirit, Holy Spirit, God Almighty, the ascended Jesus Christ, whatever name, it's all that for me, right inside of you. You have an anointed self inside of you, itch, scratch, dig, ouch, whatever. How many get that's, in other words, when we came here, we forgot we were God. We ate from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, metaphor, and fell from grace or union, became embarrassed, interesting, embarrassed, and had to fig leaf figure out how to hide our embarrassment. So, and Jane, if you'll maybe turn your video off, there you go, dear, and stay with us just for that video thing. So now here's what I'm sharing with you is our spirit is still hooked up. So what begins to happen when I do this is I don't know, and who's next? And who's next? No. I mean, maybe I might do that tonight, but what will happen is everyone will just have a little something that's not guarded, a little signal. How many like that? It's not guarded. Because our conscious mind go, well, did you see the game? Yeah, it was great. It's really cold, a lot of snow, really warm over here. Yeah, nice going. Did you go shopping? It's got that stuff going on. Mundane. How many have got mundane? How many mastered mundane? Come on, how many got the t-shirt on mundane? Me, all of us, everybody here, you got a body. You've had a language construct of mundane. The practicum is going to show, signals going on, and the signals are missed if we don't agree or understand what the signal is. So, I'm going to give you more because I wrote it out. I'm going to be a good boy. All right, so keep the agreements. Everybody got that? Play, vote victory, see perfection, and be ready for feeling deep, powerful emotion, but it's really going to be motion. All right, so during the orientation phase of our practicum, when the class goes on, the real one, I will do a walkthrough of what happens. Tonight, I'm going to do the cliff notes. I'm going to get them in an hour and some minutes. I'm going to do in the Cliff Notes. So, and by the way, all of you have signaled so many things that I've got it written down, and we've got somebody transcribing for every one of you. And then, all right, that's not true, but it could be, because some of you are doing a lot of scratching and digging. Yes, you are. How many of you are going, dang on, how many trying not to? How many are trying not to dig and scratch? Don't. Have at it. That you're telling your spirit, don't do it. I might get shamed. I might be ashamed. I might. How many just look, just have at it. It's your temple of the Most High Living God. All right. Everyone tonight, from this moment forward, demand truth and only truth come forward. You do it from me right now, demand it, and you do it from you and every one of us. I started this my first year in college, and I changed every one of my instructors. I didn't know I was going to do that. I just, if I'm here, I demand truth and only truth come forward. And they would stop me and say, oh, that's not even true. And here's what's true. Do that with me. I'm going to do it. Can you feel that what's happening when you demand truth? How many like it? That's what they'll solve. And that's where I'm going to only ask questions. I'm not going to say one word about what I think. I can describe what it may be, but you're going to have to answer the question. You're going to find your truth. That's all we're about. You find your truth. Only your truth is not your personality. Your truth is not what you've seen or the way you've been seen before. I'm talking about Kazri right now, who's digging on her eyeballs. She's going doodle 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 doodle. How many get voter victory? Got it? How many of you are going, man, am I glad that was her, while you're going or whatever you're doing? Anyone? How many know it's like, did you release some fleas? Yes. No. Well, maybe so. Maybe you have angels doing ticka ticka buck buck ticka ticka itch. I had an itch. Yes, you had an itch, but the itch was a signal. All right, we'll talk about that. So demand truth. Yes. All right. Me 125, not shy. No shy is going to work here. Shine, yes, no shy. And when someone goes, will someone who's got good printing transcribe the person's session for them so you can give it to them so they don't have to think about writing? Is anyone here willing to transcribe? Thank you, Dr. Tammy. Thank you very much. And Juliana, it might be good to have two different people because they're going to pick up things. Many of you, like, how many of you have gotten caught up in the facilitation that was going on with other people yourself? So I recommend 2 is good. Transcription, awesome. All right. And name before you start, I'll transcribe for you. And if it's 2 of you, great. If it's more, great. Please stay still, not rigid, like don't move, but just don't walk around with your computer and all that kind of stuff. So stay still. What I have discovered and my outcome for presenting QTT practicum is our words are literally accepted by our subconscious. So if I say I can't, my subconscious says, okay. If I say I don't know, my subconscious says, okay. So that's the simple cliff note of that portion. So and I learned this from John Ray on body electronics. He would say, whenever we go against the law of love, and he says more, but I'm going to add the experience of the issue and the thought, word, emotional patterns, sensations, etc., are imprinted in our temple of the Most High Living God, our body temple. So if I've got a hate or a can't or a want or a need or resentment, and I go scratch it or touch it or whatever, I'm relieving it because my hands emit light. How many have seen Kirlian photography? How many have seen it? I mean, come on now, our hands emit light. All right. So whenever we go against the law of love, it's a law. How many get that? You love, you're magnetic. You fear, you're repellent. Me too. All right. So the experience is imprinted in our body temple and stored there until we touch whatever it is with love and reclaim our strength. Our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. So now as somebody just starts a real simple bonk, bonk, bonk. And if somebody, oh, I got this going on, that pattern going on, yeah, it's ready for a big flip. I don't need any of that to show you the practicum. In fact, somebody just going like this, like Maggie today. I mean, she just was going, and Maggie will teach the best sacred body language translation She does how many signals in an hour meeting, Adam?
Like 30 some odd signals. I mean, a lot.
I mean, okay, she didn't even have to say words because we know what she's saying. And she doesn't really even know she's doing it. So now how many get, you're going to have to vote victory, or the person could relapse into shame or blame or embarrassment. So I'm not going to let anybody get embarrassed. You can have it, but I ain't going to vote it. I'm going to vote right through embarrassment, my own and yours. Because embarrassment is just bouncing off the blessing being agreed to. What? Embarrassment is a way to not say yes to the blessing of the signal. And it's not just one signal, it's another, until we go, oh my gosh, whoa. That's what practicum is. You will see a series of signals with translation, question, agreement, or a decree, I can, and the little self can't. And our God self can. Whatever name you use for your God self, translate. You use your words, I use mine. So I'm going to get, and our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. I get that. So no. And wherever you are in your life is where you are. It's not who you are. How many thought you were a little brown thing in the punch bowl, the toilet? No, you're a great, glorious being of light. Me too. Me one. And so this practicum is tracking a series of signals with understanding. And how many, me too, how many have done all kinds of stuff without, How many have? Come on, how many have? It's funny, I just went to the bathroom and I've got this big long handled skin brush I use for scratching my back. And all of a sudden my left shoulder way down below my scapula, just barely, left side, but more medial to the body, I started itching. And I'm going, oh, so I wear suspenders, so I had to get them underneath my suspenders. And I go, I restore my blessing. I'm fully supported. I mean, I was like, no other way to do it. I got to get that thing done. Well, why? Because that's my left side. I'm receiving blessings myself. I'm sharing this thing. This is a big deal. So how many are going, oh, I will have to completely give up my little self? How many get it? And how many realize scripture says, God says, I'll put it that way, that God is no respecter of persons or personalities, yours or mine. How many get that? So if that's true, we don't make it wrong. We go, oh, I'm here to completely restore something. Now, how many have wiggled a bit so far? How many have had some digging and scratching? How many have had some feeling come up? How many have gone, oh no? How many have done that? Got it? Good. All right, cool. I'm going to keep going. We're on page 2. Or we're going to page 3. We've only got this page basically. So the upgrade progression, which potentially can happen, will be outside of our box. It will be unknown to us. How many are trying to go, well, I know what it's going to be? You let go of that. I will pour you out a blessing greater than you can contain, pressed down and overflowing. Okay, Bob, what? I have ways, Bob. Not of, and they're beyond finding out. And yet, how many get something stayed inside of us all this time that's beating our heart all night long? How many get divine intelligence is sustaining us right now, even though we're walking around again, I want to need, or I hope I can, or maybe someday I like to. How many get that? Well, now, since this state we're in, of this, what I call Rice-A-Rona, which is a viral thing, I've called it the Babel virus, fascinating, for 50 years. So this virus is not alive. It's an encoded DNA, RNA, DNA, whatever, looking for somebody who agrees with the virus. That's all it is. And a man or woman who offendeth not in word, the same as a perfect person and able to bridle the whole body. How many like the idea of I can, I am, I will, I choose, I have, I love, I create, I enjoy, I bless, whatever. Now our body is going restore, reclaim, agree with blessings, even through our lineage. We are literally restoring our lineage, our ancestors' blessings waiting for someone in the lineage to bring it online. That's what a lot of this is going on. How many, can you imagine all the hopes and dreams of your lineage, both mom and dad's side? Who you are the promise of. And through right now, through understanding this, again, I found this. Okay, I didn't make it up. I just, again, it only took me 55 years to get to where I am now. But I also believe the universe wasn't ready to have this. Now it's ready to have it. And the practicum, this event, is designed to do one, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another. Not the long involved. No, there's a really fast upgrades and extraordinarily profound. The scripture, what I love about this one is the scripture says, Bob, what? All my scriptures start with Bob. And then, no, just kidding. Before you have asked, I have answered. Before you have asked, I have answered. That's quantum physics. That's quantum mechanics in the field of all possibilities. The moment I'm aware of something, it's already landed. It's already done. And I'm going to go, and I wish I asked for it and it didn't happen. It happened. Every prayer, not a petition to beg, a prayer, please and thank you, God, that's a prayer, is delivered. It's delivered in the invisible. It's delivered in the invisible. How many have been looking for it? Stupido. No, walk already having it, and it goes from unseen to seen. So the id, dig, scratch, and all the other stuff, and the patterns, genetic and structural stuff, and whatever else is there to have us engage and let in the blessing that's already been delivered. And our mind can't do it. I'm guaranteed. How many go? I mean, how many feel like you've done a stupor on some of this stuff? How many felt stupered? Well, I have everything I require. No, I don't. I've tried. I want to. I mean, I choose to, but I don't. But what would happen if we go, thank you very much. Elvis is in the building. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the signals are the indication of what to give thanks for. And when you agree with the blessing instead of resist the blessing, because that's what it is, energy, everything's owned by God. All things are God. Yes or no? If God is for you, then you don't need to even ask another question. And in the system, you will find your creator, whatever name you give it, whatever way you do it, is for you and in you and calling you, me too, me one, to shine like the noonday sun, to have every blessing. And how fast? Faster than our little self would like it to happen. How many have a little self going? I mean, when I did coaching, and I would work with people and say, wait, I'm getting my outcome too quickly. And I was like, what? Wait, slow down. I'm getting my goal too quickly. I didn't realize that was the human side of us. I just thought it was cray-cray. How many have been, well, I'm getting prepared for the possibility someday that I may be able to do something so in order that I can do this. How many know what I'm talking about? And it's already delivered. And then we will, and many of you know who I'm talking to. I can see all of you. So it's so fun when I look at you. I don't even know if you know that I'm looking at you. That's Avril. But Avril's gone. She's going, do-do-do-do. Which once you even now she's going, how many, look how red she is. Everyone vote her victory. That's the embarrassment. Got it? Me too. I mean, how do I know that? Because I'm human. I'm also divine. And we will, if I defeat the blessing of my creator based on worrying what somebody thinks about me, what I've learned is I am not worth my salt, which means the minerals in my body. So how many get to do this, for me to show this? This is the Cliff Notes, kids. I'm just letting you know, it's pretty intense. How many get, how many are gearing up? Talk to me. Their hand raised, that's, you don't have to talk to me, but How many could feel just then the vortex go from one way to another? Raise your hand if you could. You got it? That vortex means we're entering the life forever versus the mortal coil. And you're going to have to love, touch, breathe, stay, and feel. Got it? I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay, I feel. That's just in my word, my flesh. All this is in the book. I'm just showing you, here's what it really is. The book is a blueprint so to translate. But what's really happening is your creator has already laid all of our creators have laid a super highway. And we're on the road now. I'm going to get that. We're on the road, the super highway. And the little mind doesn't have it. This is spiritually discerned stuff. It's not mundane, rational, human little self. And that's, do you love? I mean, I love that my creator's inside going over here, anyone? And I can just ask a question like my back. I had a scratch. It's the first time I've ever shoved this thing inside my shirt, underneath my, I have big bra straps right here. Just kidding. You can see that big, I mean, suspenders, because I wear a lot of crap on my belt. And so, I mean, I had to get it underneath that to scratch it. While I was going, I'm letting myself be supported. But my back, physical back, I support from other side, top of my hand, other self here. So this is all you can learn all this. Once you see this once and then over again and over again and over again in the practicum class and over again and over again and over again and over again, pretty soon the individual begins to wake up to and agree with grace, your creator's grace, your creator's love is right here, right now, giving you everything, sustaining and unfolding everything. How many get, well, I'm going to have to surrender to that. How many love the idea? I mean, just, oh my God, that, and then mind will go, what? You don't have to even ask what. I have ways, none of them, beyond finding out. Well, what I love is my creator's inside of me going over here, ask a question, don't say it. If you're working with somebody, do you have this? Oh yeah. Is it time for this? Oh yeah. Is it time for that? Oh yeah. And every one of us, our greatest weakness, the trajectory downscale, we will restore something as far down as it is, as greatly blessed is where it's going. Our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. That's why I call it quantum, rapid increase, like a quantum leap, thriving. Again, when you're living in your creator's grace, when you let it happen, you have to thrive. It's natural, it's innate in it. So every signal is a thriving signal. Yeah, it'll be emotional, but it'll go from emotion to motion. Anything less than love is an emotion. There's only one true motion, it's love. How many like becoming emotional? I'm emotional today instead of E against emotional. All right, so I'll just go back over this. So we'll have no experiential reference for the blessing being called in to be agreed with. We don't know. How many can relate to that? How many know we have a workaround? Well, if I can improve, the blessing that's coming is bigger than a little self can even touch. And our great self will unfold it without us knowing it ahead of time. What? Our great self is it. Our little self can't touch it. The little self is the shadow of our great self. The shadow cannot put itself in light because our great self is shadowless light. How many going, oh, so the signals that are going on, how many get, oh man, is our great self going, it's time. And it doesn't even have to be difficult. In fact, it's not. How many like this is easy? How many have gone against? I don't know how. I've never seen. I'm not quite sure. How many have gone against the blessing instead of saying thank you? Based on, I don't know how you're going to do it. You don't have to know how. I have ways, Bob. What you not ever going to find out? How many like that? You mean I'm not ever? No, not ever. And it's again, it's employment for angels who go bing and bring it into. But how do we get in the physical? Ask and you shall receive. All right. So I ask, please God, give me, thank you. It's delivered. I go, little self, I don't see it. I don't see it. So the blessing now that's delivered is not received. That becomes a burden. How many of the burdens we've carried experientially and through our genetics and lineage were really delivered blessings that were not recognized, recognized, remembered, agreed to? And again, before you have asked, I have answered. And how many, and yet when you pray, ask, call, believing, be alive, and ye receive, and ye receive. So now, and once somebody can go, I've been in lack. No, you've denied the blessing of abundance. Lack is not lack, it's abundance not agreed with. I'm going to do it again. Like, I haven't found my partner, right? Yeah, your partner's you. What? You and your beloved, one spark, two flames. You go love God in you, and your partner's right there with you. Period. You look outside, can't have it. How about doing your service? Just do what you love to do. That's all you have to do. And the rest will follow, because love is magnetic to our good. So these are some of the laws that will begin to happen. And then every person I work with, the short throw, when I first started, I would translate and they go, oh my God, and they'd cry and it'd be amazing in front of hundreds of people or one-on-one, whatever. And then I realized when they were getting off stage, when I did a Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton event with them, and a couple of times I watched somebody getting off the stage and they still had signals going on that I wasn't there for them on that. And I said, well, I didn't have time, whatever. I have time. I have time. If I serve my God, I have time. Anybody that's going to learn this, how many choose to master this? That's what practicum is for. Once you see it again and again and again and again and again, I'm not talking that little movements are great, short throw, great. This is a series of movements with consciousness that restore a person to something they didn't even know existed, living in them as them. And yeah, it might be cathartic, it might be emotional, but it's also very emotional. It's deep, powerful feeling. It's always what our secret thought is. It's exactly who we are. And the little self thinks we have to do something to get it. You don't have to do anything you just be it. I mean, like I just be. I am that I am. Instead of I want to be what I want to be, and I'm going to get ready and I'm studying to be what I want to be, and then someday I want to be, and then I hope I don't get stung by a bee because, anyway, whatever. So can you feel the shell of the illusion isn't quite as strong as it was? Is that true? So when one person steps through the veil, it's called, and they remember. It's not an outside in, it's an inside remembered and shined out, radiant. When that happens for one person, it potentially and does happen for everyone in the room or in the class. And then another person does it, and it's cascading, it's quantum, it's multiplicity, it's whatever. I mean, we haven't even done one yet, and we've just done a whole bunch. How many of you have already surrendered a whole bunch of veils? Now, how cool to be able to go, and what's returning is do. Maybe it might be 3 signals, maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 12. Casry is definitely going to be all about seeing and being seen in a brand new way. Thought I'd share that. Cheryl Lynn is right there with you going, yes, I'm with you. We're going to have a 12-step program just on eye scratching and eye rubbing. And actually, Ariana is over there going, I can, I will, I can, I will, I can, I will see seen. I will, I can say my truth. I will, I can be seen. It's that real. How many get that? David's always going, I love what I feel what I love, let my world see me. All right. So now those are cute and they're real and they're fun. What I'm talking about is it's as if my creator is demanding right now me make sure every person, and we're 40 minutes into this hour-ish thing, but this is the prep I do to make sure when somebody walks through the door, they are met with and ushered through the door in love. And so for me to do that, I might have to surrender all my self-judgment and hate and doubt and fear. If I'm going to be with somebody, I got to give up my own illusion and maybe go through that door first. How many like that? I'll go through and hold the door open for us. And when a whole class does that, it's like a whole bunch of doors open up. The whole hallway of doors open up. And that's what the signals are. The signals I'll say it, I'll clean up. I'm not telling you what I think it's going to be. I only translate signals when I'm on. I mean, yeah, maybe I get in the way. Okay, oops. But if I'm just reading signals and asking you a question about the signal and this and this and this and this, those signals are not coming from the conscious mind. They're coming from our innate divine intelligence. The little self is going to try to step off into what it knows. Well, I mean, the little self cannot know God. You just have to blossom. Let your spirit breathe you and be fulfilled and get a blessing greater than we can contain, which means we overflow. So I'm getting the sacredness of what this is. So that's what I'm about. I mean, Adam, have you ever seen me not clean anybody up that like was judging somebody else? No. Good.
Nope.
No. And that's not wrong. I'm just going, no, we're going to vote victory. We're going to see perfection. Why? Because that being, every one of us is pure, no matter what our personalities are. Every being I've ever met, which is a lot of people, is pure. Their personality might not be, but they're. And so if I put my attention, what I put my attention upon, that I become. And that's over and over and over. Like when this happened for me, again, 27 years old, reading what's wrong through iridology. And then I realized people would come in feeling great and walk out not feeling great because I translated what I was taught of what's wrong with them. So I said, I'm not doing that anymore. So I just started asking questions and miracles started happening. And a decree happened. One is if you see a twig in your brother's eye, take the log or beam out of your own. That was tough. I was taught how to see what's wrong. If you see a twig in your brother's eye, take the beam out of your own. What? Man, oh man, oh man, I've been building a forest of beams. So no, not doing that. And there was a decree from the I Am discourses. It was an I Am decree. So mighty I Am present sees possession of my eyes, make my eyes, make them see and visualize, make my eyes see and visualize only your perfection forever self-sustain. I'm sure that decree lived by me is what allowed me to witness what's going on and the signals of spirit in flesh. And by asking a question, and then there's another signal, asking another question, and then asking another question, I realize now that our Creator has called us all to heaven on earth. That's what practicum is. Now, do you get the little self can't do that? You can't. How many like to pre-know what's going to happen? I'm gonna like to brush up and know what's going to happen. Come on, I do. Anybody else? Well, I'm going to read everything so I can take the test. No, this is simply unfolding to who we am. It's funny because I'm sitting here going, am I actually going to read somebody, or am I going to just prepare the soil? And here's why. And it's me. I mean, this is all me. I'll put it that way. This is so sacred. I have these questions. Do I have permission to facilitate you? Yes. If it's a yes. Do I have permission to see perfection? Yes. If it's a yes. Do I have permission to discover with you your greater mission in life? That those three questions get to be a complete yes for everyone before I do this. Otherwise, that would be a transgression to my agreement with my creator. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with what did we agree to here? We agreed to whatever is happening here. And do you get to do this? Everyone would have to feel by grace. I really believe this grace is going to do it. They'd have to agree with being secure. That only love touches them. That only perfection sees them. How many how many have worried that somebody might judge you? So that person could activate judgment in a non-realized person. Yes or no? How many get that? So I have to be really careful with that. And these are automatic. It's not wrong that somebody judges somebody. It's just not the deal. And again, do you get the building of this once somebody walks all the way upscale? And I mean, there are levels. So a quantum leap, and then there's another quantum leap, and whatever. I mean, I like to keep working with people while I can see them just before they make the ascension. Anyone? Because once you make the ascension, it's hard to see after that. You have to squint. And how many get, oh, all my blessings are knocking on my door? That's really what this is about. All my blessings are knocking on my door. And ones I don't have a clue about, not even the want ones. I want this, I want that, I need this, I need that. If I could have a little more of that, it'd be easy. No, these are the blessings that wash all that away. And the blessings I'm describing are in us as us. Inside of every problem is the solution. So how many are realizing the letting go of the preconceived self-awareness is what body language is going to do? A signal happens, the mind doesn't know what that is. And even if I know what it is, like Adam has helped me the other day on something. He called, hey, do you get that? It was all I needed. Somebody else asking me the question for me to get through. And I got through it right away, right? Oh, freaking way. Amazing. Got it? Because I was maybe managing myself instead of just surrendering and being present and have somebody ask me a question that I answered. I remember teaching a good friend of mine, Aaron, way back in 80, whatever it was, 2008. And I just said, all right, ask me this question about my eyes. And they go, all right, ask me this question about my, I mean, I needed somebody to ask me the question. I could ask myself, Bob, what? That sounds schizophrenic. Does anybody else, you know what I mean? And once we vote victory, here's another one of the problems, opportunity, solution of doing this. When I vote victory, I tithe through that person into the heart of God. By law, I keep 60% of what I send out. I believe that's true. I read it. I believe it's true. Because it has to go through me. And by the law of the tithe, it returns to me tenfold. Is that like in a year? No. It's always instantaneous. If that person's helping someone else, I get 100-fold return. If that person is helping another person who's helping another person, read it, Deuteronomy. There's 1,000-fold return. How many have been just managing where you are instead of getting the ocean poured into your energy field? So again, what begins to happen is everyone overflows when one person walks through the door or the veil. Everyone. Clear? How many going, oh man, I got to be geared up for this. So what I'm getting now is that the preparation, I'm keeping my agreement with myself now, where I was going to show you how this works. I'm like, I can show you because I can read this stuff. Anybody knows me knows I can do that. But you are so sacred, it's not to be a demonstration. Not to be a demonstration. It's to be the birthing altar, which is what practicum is. It's not people evaluating. It's everyone committed. Comments, questions, anything. Mic yourself first, that we can find out where you are. David.
Yeah, I'm just so grateful to be here and so grateful. I mean, it just feels this is sacred, and I've been crying a lot since you've been talking, and yeah, it's just I'm just really grateful. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you. Me too. Who else? Jump in, kids. Come on.
I'll say something.
Okay, Paula.
Hey, I love that you called it the birthing altar. That resonated and excited me. So that was amazing.
And I'm sitting here, I was all ready to show everybody how it works. And the guy's going, no. Because once I got into, oh yeah. I was like, I'm watching my time going, ugh. Everyone, this is not a demonstration. We are, I mean, how many know I'm going to demonstrate the birth of a baby? How many know? No. You create the most sacred space possible. You don't have any other energy in there for that. Well, the spiritual birth, Mother Nature's handling most, if not all, of the birth of a human being, a child, and a fetus into the form as a baby. The spiritual birth requires full participation of the birthing person and the midwives around. I'm going to get that. So that's why, and again, once we have the agreement, it's like, oh, pop another one out, pop another one out, pop another, or mom another one out, whichever way you go. Anyone else? Your voices are important, so jump in. Dr. Tammy.
You're working the soil here, Bob.
What, honey?
You're working the soil here, Bob. You're planting the seeds. I think on Sunday, this may come to a big giant sunflower.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Jane, the picture of that flower is like, how many we're blossoming. How many, again, the peony, I use it all the time. Because as a kid, we played with it and used to smack each other with the unblossomed, the ball. Anyway, they're real hard, long stem, smack, ouch. When they blossom, they're like huge compared to this little bulb. Got it? And how many are going, I'd like to lift a little bit of an edge here and improve a little bit of that. And the universe is going, no. Or it's like asking God to bless us, and we've got a thimble up, and the angels are attempting to pour the ocean. How many have had a thimble? Enough to get by, enough to make do. And can you imagine they're going, this is not going to work. You know, they're trying to get it down to, all right, let's just give them a little squirt. Anyone else? Anyone? So, my good brother, Adam, if you go, I'm in, jump in. Adam, go ahead. And please be in. We'll do anything on our end to be there. Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, just contact me, adam@masterysystems.com. We have orientation of the fast track coming up March 2nd. The practicum's still the same dates. We've moved it to Zoom. So for those that are overseas or that were asking about it last time we did a call, just reach out to me for more information or what that looks like. And the symposium is, I have on my calendar, I choose to know if it's correct, Bob. I have March 5th as our first day, the Intro to Conscious Language, and then they're going to be running weekly. So there's an investment for all of them together, or they're $33 per class. So if you choose to package any of these or just any questions at all, please reach out and we'll get you handled, taken care of, and get you pointed in the right direction.
Anyone else? Thank you, Adam. Go ahead, Juliana.
Thank you for this practicum introduction today. This has meant a lot for me,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm overflowing.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
ma'am. And again, truth is like this. Got it? Truth always does this. Everybody get what I'm talking about. That's what, I mean, we demanded truth. How many go, I had something to do with this? Yes, you did. When you demanded truth and only truth come forward. And how many get, I might demand it of the professor, but I had to, it happened in me. It's a two-way street every single time. So if your heart says yes, you're meant to be here, you're already funded. And how many get being ultra, you don't have to do anything. How many love that? There's prep. When the minute you sign up, you got things you can study. A whole bunch of gifts come with it for you to study to get you as prepared as possible. But ultimately, your body will tell you with immaculate translation, which I'm close to that now. Whether I'm in my perfect, know what my God self is. We demand truth and only truth. That's what we're going to get. And what I love is it's not me telling you. No, it's me asking you. And if I'm off, that will be revealed. Now I'll tweak it. I'll tweak it again. I'll tweak it again. And all of a sudden, whoa, that's it. That's the way it works. Adam, have I ever run out of questions?
Not yet.
And
Waiting.
have you ever seen it not work?
No, sir. Works every time, especially if someone's willing to play the game and participate. And it's, yeah, works every time. Miracles, miracles, miracles.
Yeah. And again, it's you agreeing with the blessing in you awaiting manifestation. Really be with, oh, my whatever name you give God, my creator has given me a whole bunch of blessings and my lineage a whole bunch of blessings, just waiting for me to sign the receipt on and let myself enjoy it. And to the depth of my contraction is the size of my expansion. So don't run from the contraction or the limitation. Go in it. And your body will, I mean, yeah, it's going to be emotional. Like Dr. Tammy said, it is going to be feeling and it's going to be emotional. Well, how many like the idea of not crying from sadness, crying from joy? How many love the idea of crying as a metamorphosis where the tears that are coming out because joy is coming through us? Yes. And again, what I've learned about fear is only up when courage is pushing it up. So this is terrifying. Just turn it into terrific. Cool. And remember, God funds God's projects. How many of you are a projection of your creator? How many of you are a stream of life right out of the heart of God? So did your stream not get fully funded somehow? Was there a little deficiency thing on that particular package that got created? Was it some of you, did you get some dumb genes? Or always screwing up genes? No. How many know God doesn't make junk? So again, all you have to do is, well, anything that's not working is the opposite of who I am. Even now, how many going, that's terrifying? Yes. How many, I'll have to shine like the noonday sun? Yep. Might as well get to it. Because holding back your shine is what the pain is. How many get that? Holding back doing what you love to do is the pain. All right, come play. I love you all. Thank you. And thanks for voting victory.
Quick question.
Yes.
When
Who's
we
talking?
first,
Wave at me so I can
Annette.
find you. Okay, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
when we first started, you said that the QTT was a live Zoom and it was starting the 31st of March. And then Adam said, is it the same thing? He's talking about the orientation, March 2nd.
No, that's fast track.
Oh, that's fast
Yeah,
track.
so
Okay.
you can talk to Adam. He can explain all that stuff to you. See, fast track is a way to understand every one of our technologies. The practicum QTT is what we're calling everything now. So the QTT fast track is conscious language, imagination, activation, outcome facilitation, sacred body language, all these different tools that are found in My Word Made Flesh. The practicum is one series of body language experiences using all the codes where we track somebody until all of a sudden they're like, oh, and they shine. Sometimes it takes 3 minutes. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10. sometimes longer, whatever it takes, but the signals, if they're there, means the blessings have been bestowed. And that Adam, that he can help you get real clear on, even show you where that is on the website, etc.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Any other questions? Like anybody choose to know what time it is? It's 9 o'clock. I thought all right. Thank you all.